Katie Hogan, and this is my final art project. And I want to speak to mentally where I was at when I first came into this class, and my heart was definitely closed, and emotionally I was feeling sadness, and had lost my dad about a year and a half ago, and my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in August. So I had some resentment over the situation of both of them, and feeling sad for the loss, as they've been a really important part of my life and my family's life. So when I first came in, like I said, I was not happy, and going forward after going through this class and learning about the 7 dimensions of wellness, I definitely feel like my heart is wide open, and I've gone through a great healing process. So I wanted to talk about this. Right here, my first picture is Fear and Love by John Lennon, and it's a quote. There are 2 basic motivating forces, fear and love. When we are afraid, we pull back from life. When we are in love, we open to all that life has to offer with passion, excitement, and acceptance. We need to learn to love ourselves first in all our glory and our imperfections. If we cannot love ourselves, we cannot fully open to our ability to love others or our potential to create. Evolution on all hopes for a better world rests in the fearlessness and open-hearted vision of people who embrace life. So I definitely feel like going forward now, I'm going to embrace life, and my heart is open. Next, I have a picture here of an owl that I colored for a chronicle. And I really loved finding pictures and inserting, affirmations or quotes and pictures into our chronicle. So I was happy to do this. I've always been into art, and I love to color and paint and decorate. So this kind of got me back into doing some of that. So I was very thankful for this activity. Next, I have my mission statement, which is to serve as a leader, to live a healthy and wholesome lifestyle, and with every breath, inhale acceptance and exhale gratitude. Again, this was a really fun assignment to dive deep in and figure out a goal of how I want to perceive myself. So I was happy to write my mission statement. That's the first time I've done that. Next, these 2 pictures right here are in line with my highest values. So in the value book, we did lots of the questionnaires, and my number 1 was my family, for sure. It's my drive, and what I do daily is definitely for this group. So next to this is a picture that I found, and we have a chocolate lab, and nature was one of my values. My highest values was being outside, and I loved this picture. It just kind of showed, the mountains and the openness and the greenery and the trees, and just being in touch with nature. So I really liked this picture. Next, I have gratitude down here, and it says, what fills your heart? And I definitely have gratitude now for this class and going through all that we learned, and really applying everything to my personal world. So I wanted to put that there. Next, I loved learning about vulnerability. So this says, most people believe vulnerability is weakness, but really vulnerability is courage. We must ask ourselves, are we willing to show up and be seen? And this is by Brene Brown. So I loved really defining vulnerability, and I have always viewed this as a weakness. So in watching her video, she just really, explained how every human actually needs this to grow and to love. So I loved this. Next, I have a picture of yoga, which is really important in my life, and this speaks to socially, physically, mentally, and spiritually for me. Yoga is about body, mind, and spiritual. So right now I am in a yoga certification, 200-hour certification class, which I will be completing this week, and I look forward to teaching yoga. I'm excited about that, and going forward I want to open a yoga studio and help other people connect their mind, body, and spirituality. So I wanted to put a picture of that. Next, I have my affirmation, which is, my mind is powerful, my body is strong, my eyes and heart are wide open. I have a noble soul, and I am filled with gratitude. So this really speaks to where I am right now. I definitely am filled with gratitude, and I feel like physically, you know, strong and emotionally strong as well. My mind is powerful from all this knowledge that we are learning and I'm going to take with me going forward. And my eyes and heart are wide open, which has been huge for me this semester. So next I have a picture. I have two pictures for the spirituality. And this right here, this picture I loved. It resembled Mother Earth, and you know, she's connecting to the seventh chakra, which is the crown, so the spiritual connection. And I loved the greenery, the nature, and the flowers, and the colors, and the rainbow, and the white bird with the dove, which symbolized peace to me, and just how she's kind of floating. So I loved this picture. Next I have the picture of the hands, which to me are, you know, open hands, open heart, and energy flowing with the colors, and just kind of how I'm feeling right now, just more open and accepting. So I wanted to put this picture of this. Next I have some money, which was one of my favorite contents that we went over, is the financial freedom. And I really loved that that whole segment that we did, and really going to take a lot of the things that I learned from that and going forward with my life. So I wanted to put those up there. I have the 7 chakras, which I have been working on all throughout this class and connecting with. I feel like my energy wasn't flowing before. So I drew a little picture here and just kind of wrote out all the chakras and where they're located, and kind of the connections, and when they're not working, when the energy's not flowing, kind of the symptoms of that. So this is something I kind of read often, and like I said, this is something a work in progress that I'm going forward connecting with. And lastly, I have the Gorilla Garden, which I loved the whole concept of this and the simplicity of really the garden and neglected space. The quote is, "Growing your own food is like printing your own money." I loved really, you know, him taking a stance for a community project, and it didn't involve violence or anger. So going forward, I would love to participate in the Guerrilla Garden and volunteer sometime. So this is my art project, and thank you for viewing it.